Okay everyone, so today I'm just having a review over this set of paints from NEVSKAYA Palitra, paint company that's centered in St Petersburg, Russia. They kindly sent a set of 24 watercolor paints to me. So this is the set. Beautiful colors. I've prepared a piece of 300 GSM, just the Fabriano sheet 300 GSM rough, and I've got a set of 24 little panels in here. I'm going to just paint them from a bright thick paint through to a thin wash, either up or down, or I'm not quite sure how, but I'll get it set up and working along on my page. So very nice paints, and I'm just going to try every color as we go, and just work quickly through those and see exactly how they work on the paper. I'm sort of pretty excited by some of these colors. In fact, all of them, they're beautiful paints. So I'll start from the top left. Cadmium Yellow Medium, number 201. So we'll see what this one's like. I'll wash each of the colors in between, so we get a feel for, just exactly what it is that we're dealing with. So here we go. It's a nice rich cad yellow medium. So a little bit of water to move that around. A little bit of water into our colour. Gee, that looks nice and rich. So let's see how we go. And these are sort of rough panels, but I'll start, and we'll start adding some water to them, and then obviously we'll just sort of see how nice and light that can go. Yep, that's really good. I might just work it by just going straight from the tube. That's probably going to be easier. So there's so that's 201 Cad Yellow Medium. I mean, that's a great color. That's a great sort of mid Cad Yellow. No real difference. I mean, it's just there's no real difference with. I'm not going to make a comparison with other paint companies. This is just a beautiful Cad Yellow Medium. Here we have another one. This particular one is number 203 Cadmium Lemon. So that's our cad lemon. I'll just pierce the skin, get some paint onto our brush, wash the other one out ideally. So I'll just put it straight into our brush and work that straight in onto the page. That's a gorgeous, look at that. That's just a great nice cad lemon. Water that down a bit. Get a little bit of water. And a very thin wash. Just really hangs nicely there. That's great. So that's Cadmium Lemon, number 203. Very nice colour. So that's that number 2. Now this is Straight Lemon, number 214. 214 Straight Lemon. I'm assuming that this is going to be a little bit, still yellow, but a little bit greenier than the one that we've, maybe a touch of green to this. Not sure exactly what that might be, but let's see. Okay, it's still a very vibrant, look at that, it's a really vibrant yellow, a very bright yellow, not as warm as the cad yellow, but certainly very much in a very bright range. It's almost verging on going cool, to be honest. Let's pick up some of these. I'll do this one first. And you can sort of see that it washes through. I'll just pick up some of the tone from there. Wash that out. So that's lemon, 214. 214. It's a great colour. Now I've used this next one, which is yellow ochre number 218 in the set. I've used this on a previous painting that I did as a demonstration online, and I really enjoyed using this one. This is a very bright yellow ochre. Well, I found it to be a very bright yellow ochre. A little bit of water. So nice and rich. Let's get a bit more paint on there. Get that real sense of earthiness in that colour. Get a little bit of water in there just to start washing that down. Yeah. So in terms of yellow ochres, that's I'm not sure about the opacity of it. I haven't done those sorts of tests, and I'm not sort of setting the sheet up to do opacity tests in terms of laying colours over, you know, lines and other colours. So I'm not setting it up. I'm just going through the basic colour set. So there's our yellow ochre 218, and now golden deep number 217. So obviously it looks like these are a series of oranges and reds that we're working through, but there seems to be a fairly, quite a predominance of warm colours in the pack. We've got some warms down here as well, so there's definitely some warms through here. And okay, so this is straight off out of the pan. There's our really intense bright orange. So this is golden deep number 217. So let's just work a bit of water, start thinning this one down. And a bit of water just to really wash that out through to the bottom. Okay, so that's number 218 golden deep. Very intense orange, almost a mandarin orange, I'd say. Number 304, cadmium orange. Just pick up a little bit of moisture from there. There's my brush. My brush is in here. Okay, so this one needs to be pierced. I'm using a pen for this, so I've washed my brush, and just now, so this is now number 304 cadmium orange. Okay, so very intense colour there. So comparing it now to the, I can already see it comparing it to golden deep. We've got a colour that's not, whilst this one's a very vibrant almost well, I wouldn't say translucent, but something that's extremely vibrant in terms of the colour, the warmth of it, like the golden deep, where there's a lot more yellow in this colour than in the cadmium orange. You can sort of see that there's greater warmth, whilst there's greater intensity of orange in the cadmium orange. The golden deep has a nice warmth with more of a warm yellow in there. Next one, 321 English red. So let's try this one. I've also tried this one last time I painted a demo image a couple of weeks ago, so I'll see how this one goes. Here we go. So it's almost like a very intense brick colour. Red brick, so get some warmth, get some water into there to start washing this one down. Get some more water. I mean, this is not done in any specific way really just to start with an intense colour at the top and wash it out through the bottom of the image, that's all. So, English red. Almost a brick red, if anything. Elements of brown in there, there's a bit of red. I mean, there's all sorts of gorgeous colours. I love that. That's a nice colour. Next one, number 302, cadmium red light. And again, I've used this one before too. Again, just gorgeous colours. A little bit of red onto the end of my brush, into this next panel. A little bit of water to just start washing it away. A bit more water. And that's that. Beautiful. Cadmium red light. So there is this beautiful, I mean, it's a beautiful cad red, but you can sort of sense that there isn't this intensity of the red. It's almost a fairly soft red. I do use this one quite a bit, and I have used it for a number of paintings. The cad red, the full cad red is great. I just find that this cad red light in this particular tone is just a very soft, beautiful red to use. The next one, 323 ruby. This is probably getting to some colours. Oh no, I was going to say some colours that I tend not to use, but you know, every colour is an exciting experiment and an exciting sort of exploration. Look at that. Now there's a sort of a wash I don't often work with. Ruby. I mean, that's again another super intense, but it starts to get, you can sort of see that the colours are starting to get cooler, cooler colour range coming up now. Like, it doesn't have the warmth of these oranges and yellows, but there's still this intensity of tone in this one. So there it is. That's 323 ruby. That's great. Next one, 319 carmine. I suspect this would be like well, I don't know what to expect. I think carmine will be more of a reddy purple, I would say. It's starting to get into the pinks and purples, so there's a little bit of blue creeping in. Okay, a little bit of water just to move that around. So this is number 319 carmine. Okay. Beautiful, intense. You can sort of see that now we're starting to get into the pinks and reds. Pinks beyond the reds. So we're starting to get very cool colours now. So there you go. So that's carmine. The next one, 313 Madder Lake red light. Okay, we'll start seeing what these ones are like now. Again, probably getting more purple. Here we go. That's very much about sort of really purple reds and intense. This is very sticky and dark at the top. Almost blood red in that sense. So whereas you have these, the light, the ruby and the cad red lights, this is now getting towards a very purpley red. There we go, just sort of make that transition through. The washes, nice light wash. There we go. And that's that one there. number 313. Now number 609, quinacridone lilac. So here we are, full purple, or at least the equivalent of what I would think is going to be a purple in this color, in this range. Oh, that pops. That really popped there out of the tube, and it's just infused my whole pen. So let's just get this one down. Look at that lilac, really nice and sticky. Let's get that colour worked out over the panel. Gorgeous. Let's just get a little bit of water in there. Start moving it around with the water. And further down, just with a bit of water. I'm trying to wash it right out. Well, as close to right out as possible. There we go. So that's number 609, quinacridone lilac. So that's our first 12. Beautiful, gorgeous colours. Very vibrant. Love this. Love the carmine. Gorgeous carmine. I can see where I can use this one. And even ruby, I could easily use that in place of cad red, for example. And also the madder lake. I always felt that the madder, because there are a number of paints called madder, red madder, pink madder, all of these madders. I just find that I've never really used a lot of the madder colours, but I can certainly see how I could work a madder colour into my palette. But then again, there are so many beautiful colours. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. So then we move to the bottom 12 colours, the bottom 12 colours in the range. So we'll start again from the bottom left here. This colour, as you can see, I've already used a fair amount of it. I really love the cerulean blue, number 503. I've used this in the previous demonstration that I painted, but I've also used it on a number of other paintings. It's just a beautiful blue. Maybe it's just because I really love my blues, but added to that, especially this cerulean blue, there's not enough. I can't say enough about this one. It has this beautiful chalkiness, this opacity to it that, I mean, there's so many other cerulean blues that you can get, but for whatever reason, I just like the fact that this blue has this sort of opacity, this sort of milkiness to it, which, it does separate, and it works beautifully in by sort of dissolving and having the particles dissolve into the page and sort of suspended in the little pores of the page. So it does what cerulean colours always do, and that is to separate out. I just find it a gorgeous colour. Love that one. Love it to bits. So that was cerulean blue 503. The next one, 509, bright blue. Bright blue, this one needs piercing as well. A bit of water. Bright blue. Bright blue. Almost getting towards a cobalt, but then again, it seems to be that some of these colours end up being very dark, as almost like a transparent ink, and just stay like a transparent ink until you distribute and disperse them with water. I've always struggled with a paint that works like an ink, and it's sort of just it's an interesting colour. So that is I'll put some of that colour there because it's coming out. I'll use that for later. So that is bright blue, number 509. Very much like a cobalt. It's sort of almost, there's a bit of phthalo in there. It looks sort of phthalo-ish, although lighter. Phthalo is pretty dark, but it almost has a cobalt feel to it, although it's not. Our next colour, number 508, is in fact the cobalt blue. So I have used this one, and I don't know, something about blue. I just love all of the blues. Blues are just gorgeous. I mean, this blue here, the bright blue 509, is definitely a lovely colour. So now we have cobalt blue. A little bit of water just to sort of give it something to move around in, and here we go. Don't know if that's me or the paint just feels like it's just not. Just wanting to spread around. Okay, there we are, that's better. Nice intense colour at the top, and I'll just start washing that down and out to the bottom. So cobalt blue. Again, you can sort of see in all of the blue tones how it just the minerals in the pigment just separate and granulate, and you can sort of see some of the granulations happening. I mean, there are other colours too that granulate, but the blue tones especially have a great great intensity, almost opaque. The cobalt blue almost has this opacity to it in the same way that the cerulean blue has almost a touch of opacity to it. I really like the cerulean blue because of its milkiness. When I'm painting it down, it really has this soft milkiness to it that I really enjoy painting with. So next one, 511, ultramarine blue. So this one already has been pierced, I should say. So again, I'll just add a little bit of the ultramarine. Wow, that's intense, beautiful. So we have nice intense cerulean blue. Great colours. Love the vibrancy of these colours. I'm definitely looking to get some more of these colours. Yeah, beautiful. Just put some of that there. So that's our ultramarine blue, number 511. Next one. Now some of these green blue turquoises I haven't really used a lot of, but I'm really keen to see the sort of the green browns and see what comes up in this next lot of paints. I don't use a lot of this type of color, but I'm always keen to, you know, to try new things and see what these colors can offer, see if it's something that could be useful for the sort of things that I paint. So this color now is number 507, turquoise blue. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what this does. Wow. So there's a lot of beautiful green in there, but look at the green and blue. Wow, that's a gorgeous color. I can definitely, yeah, I can see definitely a lot of uses. Wow, look at that. That's a gorgeous color. Wow, beautiful. And just washing this down. Yeah, love it. Love that one. That's a gorgeous color. Wow. So that's number 507, turquoise blue. Oh, I should line them up. Yeah, basically like this. Here we go. I forgot to continue lining them up. There we go. Hopefully they don't roll off the bottom of the page. So as we do, I'll just just do this. This will stop it from, there you go. Okay, so the next one is 713 Emerald Green. 713 Emerald Green. Again, I've used the emerald green before. Again, a gorgeous color. I didn't use the turquoise blue when I was doing some ocean scenes, and perhaps I now have a very good reason to use some of these turquoise blues, although I do still prefer a minimal palette. So it's a case of seeing whether in combining these two colors I can achieve perhaps an ultramarine and emerald green are going to give me that turquoise blue. I don't know, but I'll certainly explore it further. Now this is the emerald green, so really nice and rich and very dark in its thicker mixes, and then thinning it down, washing it down and out. Yeah, just a little bit of mixing there. That looks good. A bit of water now, just to get right down to the thin tones. Yeah. Great. Beautiful colour. So that's Emerald Green 713. Great colour. Okay, the next one. Now we're definitely into the greens. So this is number 717, Green Light. So this one needs piercing as well. Oh, and that's just come up with some colour here. Here we go. Just put the cap on because otherwise the paint just keeps moving out. So here we go. Green Light, number 717. Okay, as a very thick, strong colour. Here we go. So there's our green light. Lightening it up. Lightening it up even more. Beautiful. Yeah, I tend not to use a lot of greens purely because I not that I don't use green. I only have a few greens on my palette, and that color that normally sits on my palette is my emerald green, or very close to it. I use the emerald green, or in my particular case, a viridian, which is very close to emerald green. I use a viridian, and I can mix many other greens from it, especially the warmer greens. It's really just a case of mixing paints, which I really prefer doing to just having, you know, colors ready for you out of a tube. It's just the way I paint. Wow. So that's really, you know, poured out of that was under a fair amount of pressure. So this particular one is 725 green. 725 green. So it's straight green. Okay, so I'll just grab a bit from the pen. It's probably such a volume of paint, it's not funny. I'll put some of that paint over there. So it's fairly thick and intense. So this is just straight green, and probably too intense in the sense that I've just really taken it straight from the tube and not watered any of it down. So I'll start to sort of water it down fairly quickly, so we can go from an intense colour all the way down through the tones of the green. So mixing more water in, just diluting it very nicely, and diluting it again. There we go. Oh, a little bit of red crept in from the page. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see if we can't get rid of that. Yeah, well, the more I mix it, the more it's just going to infuse the rest of the green. So that is green, number 725. So then we've got a slight sea change here. Now we're talking about number 405, Raw Sienna. Let's see what raw sienna looks like. It needs piercing, so hopefully it's not going to go everywhere. Here we go. Oh, there we go. So there's a bit coming out there. Let's quickly just pick that up. I'll put a little bit down here, and I'll use the remainder in the next. So this is raw sienna. Yeah. Raw sienna, you can sort of see it's very opaque. Looks like a really opaque colour. Gorgeous, almost like a yellow ochre. Almost like a yellow ochre. I would have thought that this is very close, although the yellow ochre tends to be a lot warmer, a lot lighter and yellowier. So this is beautiful. Raw sienna. Yep, straight raw sienna. Great. Yep. Raw sienna, just get rid of a little bit of that paint there. So that's number 405, raw sienna. The next one, number 418, umber. It's probably fair to say that I tend not to use, well, I haven't used up until now a lot of these, the smoky browns and all of the brown colours, like Van Dyke brown. That, you know, there are other manufacturers that use those, but I haven't really painted a lot in these smoky tones. So it'll be, oh, that's interesting. So this is umber. So you can see it's a sort of a browny, smoky brownie. Okay. So that's umber, number 418. 418. Next one. And this one is sepia. Now sepia, number 413, sepia. Again, it's piercing. I'll just point this away from me so I don't get paint splashing up at me. Okay, here we go. So 413, sepia. Just grab a little bit of that from there. Move that straight in with a little bit of water so I can paint direct from the tube. So it's a very intense dark colour, but let's just get a little bit of, let's put a little bit of water in here so we can start our dilution. And here we are, we've got really quite a diluted colour now. So that's 413 sepia. Great, love that smokiness, those burnt colours in there, beautiful. 413 sepia. And the last colour is lamp black. I know black, obviously people use black. I tend to stay away from black. I have a tendency to mix my blacks from other colours in the palette, and so therefore I tend to really stay away from using colours such as black, just purely because I find that I prefer the warmth of a combination and mixture of colours as opposed to black. But you know, there are obviously ideal times to use colours and tones like black. I've just tended to, I suppose it's just my painting style, I just tend to stay away from these types of colours. I just find that when you're working with colours of, you know, on the colour wheel, and there's no black on that colour wheel, I find that using black just really kills a painting, and it just flattens it. It just takes the life out of a painting. So, you know, I suppose there's always you know, different ways of painting. Black as a lamp black, that's a very intense black, and there's really nice sort of gradation that can come in out of that. So as you can see, these are all the 24 paints that are prepared in this pack by NEVSKAYA Palitra. In fact, they come in a box like this. I just wipe some of the paint. So there's the Russian version on one side, NEVSKAYA Palitra, 24 10mm tubes, and then obviously, excuse me, on the other side, NEVSKAYA Palitra in English, 24 10mm tubes. White Nights is the brand. Well, NEVSKAYA Palitra is the brand. White Nights is you know, sort of a sub-brand, I would have thought, so, or sub-name. So that's it. There you are. One pack of 24 paints. I love the colours. I mean, just looking at these colours versus the ones that I would normally use from other manufacturers. I mean, I'm sure that they look. This is a beautiful yellow. This is very similar to a Hansa Yellow Deep, the CAD yellow. It's somewhere in that range, although it could be a Hansa Yellow medium. The yellow ochre is a gorgeous yellow ochre. I mean, these lemons, the lemon and cadmium lemon, beautiful colours. I'm particularly taken by the turquoise blue and the emerald. Really love those colours, but in fact all of them really come up well. This bright blue is something I'm really keen to explore further. I've been using the other three on a regular basis, but I could just see just elements of real depth in the bright blue. So I'm keen to try this one. Otherwise, you know, these are all new colours. Excuse me. Generally, these are all new colours to me. Not so much new that I've never known about them, just that I've never really used a lot of them. But I'm dead keen to try them again. Oh, just these gorgeous. I'm just looking at all these colours. The cadmium orange is just beautiful. So is the golden deep. And as always known, the cadmium red light just has this beautiful sort of softness to it. I really enjoy that. These are the lilacs, carmine, quinacridone lilac, just a beautiful range. In terms of the balance of colours in the set, I think it's very adequate. I mean, for any sort of watercolor artist, the beginner or an advanced or intermediate watercolor artist, there's enough here that if you're buying a set of these paints, you're certainly going to you know, this certainly covers the spectrum, the range of colors that you would normally paint with. You know, I'm sure that NEVSKAYA Palitra have many other colors in the range, and I'm not sure if you can buy them individually or whether you need to buy them in sets. But as a set goes, it's a beautiful range of colors. And all I can say is to NEVSKAYA Palitra, excuse me, all I can say is thank you very much. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to try these paints. I certainly will be looking out for, you know, using NEVSKAYA Palitra watercolor paints in the future, and you know, I'll make that known when I'm painting with them. I'll certainly make that known to let people know that those are the paints I'm using. So again, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this short little color demonstration, or at least a lineup of all the colors in the set. On to the painting.